Hi guys, I'm here to introduce to you goal setting. I know, we've done this. I get it. But seriously, this is an essential life skill. You can't travel through life aimlessly and expect to magically get that grade, or magically get the job, or get the part, or get that degree. It just doesn't work like that. It all takes a little bit of planning. So this year, we're asking you to formalize those goals, to record them, to plan some strategies, to make a timeline, and also to make sure you identify what you need to do to achieve those goals. This is something that every employee needs to be able to do in our world today. At McDonald's, employees set service time targets, getting the food out in a certain amount of time to the customer. They also upsell to customers. Ever heard the phrase, would you like fries at that? Would you like to upsize or supersize that? As a teacher, we're asked to set goals every year around our professional learning and also around the whole school priorities. But to be able to achieve those goals, we have to have thought about how, when, and with what. So this takes time for deep thought. It also takes practice, and we want you to learn how to do it really well. You need to consider all of the information that you've gathered about yourself from the interview and the capabilities that you need to further develop, and then set one personal goal and set one learning goal. But these goals just aren't any goals. We're asking you to set smarter goals. So you may have set in the past SMART goals. This year you're setting smarter goals. So we really want you to think about all of the details. A smarter goal is specific. It is measurable. It has actions or steps. It is reasoned. It is time-bound. It is ethical, and it's resourced. So let's look at two examples of goals set by students last year in the context of the criteria that you're being marked on. So when we're looking at goal setting, we're really looking at developing personal and learning goals, identifying and exploring personal and learning goals, and developing strategies to achieve them. Interacting with others in developing and refining their strategies, and developing the selected capability or capabilities relevant to achieving their goals. So we're really looking at DP3 and DP1 for this first bit, because this will come into play with your interview and your parent-student conference. So we're going to now look at the first goal. The first student goal was, my first goal is to achieve a B grade or more in all of my subjects. I plan to do this by taking the following steps, not procrastinating. I want to achieve this because I want to take IB, which requires a minimum B grade in the subjects I want to take, and I expect to have achieved this by the end of the semester. So looking back on the criteria, what we're seeing is that the student identifies one or more personal or learning goals, and in this case it's more like a learning goal, and locates some information that might be relevant. So they've looked at the IB requirements for success, and they've described aspects of a possible strategy. So when we go back to have a look at his strategy, the steps he's going to take to achieve that goal, not procrastinating one, the one step that he identifies is not procrastinating. For me, that's not really a step. How will you not procrastinate? What are you going to do? Here is where we need the details. The goal can be general, but the steps and the actions towards achieving that goal need to be really detailed. You've got to have at least, 3 or 4 steps to achieving that overall goal. Let's look at the second student example. Goal 2.
My first goal to develop the capability of personal and social skills is to talk to new people and put myself out of my comfort zone. So we've got a really general goal, and this time it's actually connected to the capability. I plan to do this by taking the following steps. 1, talk to someone I usually wouldn't every day. 2, make an effort to make connections with new people. And 3, put myself out there to see what opportunities arise, like joining clubs, joining groups, and being involved in other performances outside of school. I want to achieve this because I believe it's important to have good people skills, particularly if I want to be a musician, where it's really important to be able to get your name out there and make connections with a range of people. I expect to have achieved this by the end of the year, and to do this, I'll need to speak with Jackson about what opportunities I could be involved in. So we believe that this goal clearly identified a personal, in this case, goal, has purposely explored them, thought about what are the different strategies they're going to take to achieve them, and developed a range of effective strategies. So she's got more than one, okay? She also makes a really clear connection between the goal and the capability and her future pathways. So effectively develops the selected capability or capabilities relevant to achieving her goals in well-planned and insightful creative ways. So she's kind of identified the different ways that she's going to do that in a little bit more detail. This also comes into play where you talk about which capability you're going to focus your goals around and why. So hopefully all of that information gives you a little bit of idea about why we've set this task, what you need to do to be successful in it. You now need to go back to your work booklet and start considering which of the capabilities that you would like to develop further, why they're important to you in your future, and then how you're going to link your goals to those capabilities and setting your smarter goal. You'll see that in this document, there's a little bit of a mistake in that it asks you to predict your subject results. You need to ignore that, and that will be deleted on the most recent document on Moodle. You're just taking into consideration the 2 capabilities you'd like to develop and creating 2 goals to help you develop these capabilities. So you'll see some more examples that I've written from my own perspective and how I flesh them out in a little bit more detail. You then need to record your own down the bottom. I really hope that you see the value in this task and that you get it done by the due date. Good luck, and looking forward to hearing and reading some of your goals.